初来乍到英国的留学生们可能都会表示对英国人们的一些行为习惯感到惊奇。为什么英国人一见面就要开始讨论天气？为什么英国人看起来矜持而冷淡？为什么他们有礼貌到令人发指？若你很向往去英国，相信你一定想多了解当地的风俗文化。我们对英国最深刻的印象可能是哈利波特电影，雄伟壮观的城堡，广阔的草原，绅士淑女般来往的人群。
Today we will share 10 weird things that only British people do.
如果你有兴趣的话，请一定要订阅这个频道，点开这个频道旁边的小铃铛。那我们现在开始吧。
Number 1. Apologizing for everything.
对每一件事情道歉。要问最能代表英国人的口头禅是什么？我想一定是 sorry。
A survey reveals that the average British person will say sorry more than 1.9 million times in their lifetime.
英国人会对每一件事都说 sorry， 包括被别人踩脚了也会向对方说 sorry。
We apologize when someone bangs into us, when our food is cold in a restaurant, when we get in a crowded lift, when we ask for something in a shop, when we pay with change, when we can't find something in our bag, etc, etc, etc. Sorry, we're weird. Number 2. Using 2 taps instead of 1.
英国的水龙头真是一言难尽，它会给你冰火两重天的享受。相信99%的同学都有过这种体验。冬天想用温水洗脸，英国的水龙头分分钟让你冻得手发紫。热水的水龙头，温水持续半分钟就滚烫，每次洗脸都不得不速战速决，绝对能匹敌军营的生活。
Okay, this one is easy to explain. We enjoy the performance of moving our hands very quickly between 2 horrific streams of water. We call it tap dancing. And if you can do it well, it proves you really British. Only joking. This tradition dates back to a time when hot and cold water were kept separate to prevent contamination through cross-connection. Cold water came from a main supply and was fit for drinking, while hot water would be serviced by a local storage cistern, often situated in the loft. Water bylaws prevented hot and cold water being mixed because water that had been sitting in a tank in the loft was not deemed safe to drink.
据说这是因为英国冷水管直接连着地下水网，十分干净，可以直接饮用，也就是我们常说的 tap water。但热水呢需要加热，就必须经过水槽，而水槽很少有人清洗和检查，直接饮用不卫生。冷热水的用途不一样，索性就将水龙头分开了。至于每次使用都感觉自己是个疯狂打劫的 DJ。 店铺的迷之关门时间，每一天都过得像年30。初来英国时还是太年轻，吃过晚饭兴致勃勃的想去逛个街买个衣服，基本是不可能的。习惯了国内灯火通明的夜生活，在英国无所事事的傍晚一定是最想回国耍的时候。英国商店的营业时间一般是上午10点到晚上6点，周日竟然是下午4点就关门，有些甚至连门都不开。即便是晚上10点才天黑的夏天，店铺和超市也就早早打烊了。所以这就能成为英国人这么喜欢去酒吧娱乐的理由吗？
Number 4. Calling something that is not actually a pudding. Nowadays, the word pudding refers to desserts. This includes cake, sticky toffee pudding, and chocolate pudding, which is like chocolate mousse. Yorkshire pudding is a savoury dish which is similar to a pastry, and British people normally eat it with gravy during roast dinner. Pudding has historically meant something different, however. Before the 18th century, the term pudding referred to a meat-based, sausage-like food in Britain. Thus, the Yorkshire pudding was known as a dripping pudding, because of it using the juices from the meat. It was served as an appetizer to fill up the person due to the relative scarcity and relatively small portions of meat that were provided. Number 5. Using the letter X after every text. For example, "Hey, X. What are you doing today, X? Sorry, Mum, I accidentally crashed the car, XX." So X means kiss. Number 6. You alright? Saying, "Are you alright?" doesn't mean something's wrong with you. They're just asking how your day is. It's really just saying hello. Are you alright?
我们之前呢也做了影片专门为大家讲解。
Number 7. A weird love of queuing. There's a rumor that an entire section of the new British citizenship test will be dedicated to the art of queuing, and include a practical exam where applicants must wait for a bus that may never come without losing their shit completely.
英国人就算独自一人，也会整整齐齐排成一个人的队伍。匈牙利作家乔治·麦克斯的这句名言贴切地总结了英国人对于排队的态度。每一个典型的英国人都患有排队综合症，无论去到哪里都会规规矩矩地排队。一个有趣的统计指出，英国人平均一生要花6个月的时间排队。在英国排队也是一门学问，不能离前面的人太近或者太远，这会让后面的人以为你不在队伍里。
Number 8. Awkwardly stepping side to side to try and walk past someone.
这一点和排队一样，也是深入英国人心。除非在10万火急的情况，他们一般不会在人潮中超车，除非万不得已，下定决心要超过前面的人，他们一定会说3遍以上的 sorry。没闯过红灯都不好意思说自己生在英国，在国内可能都没有如此遵守交通规矩的人们，来到了英国竟然成为最听话的行人。许多英国人过马路都不跟随红绿灯的指示，只要没车就过。相反，他们非常不能理解为什么没车要浪费时间在那边等。不过英国的车辆大多会礼让行人，这一点倒是不用太担心。不过大家还是要注意安全，遵守纪律准没错。第10，喜欢聊天气。英国人有一种特殊的聊天方式，就是聊天气。当一个英国人跟你说，哎，今天天气不错，是吗？他的潜台词可能是，我想和你聊天，你想吗？或者是变相的说，你好。
This unpredictable weather is intrinsically linked to the British character. In fact, this could be the reason why British people talk about it. In ancient cultures, weather was a serious matter and often meant the difference between life and death. So as culture evolved, so did the weather obsession. Some nationalities like their conversations to get personal quickly. They ask what people do for a living and what age they are, whereas the British don't. They're quite reserved, so a topic like the weather is perfect. Not only is it neutral, it's also something that everyone can agree on. Here's how to prepare for the weather and culture. For the weather, it's easy. Always bring waterproofs, always bring plenty of layers, and always bring sun cream. It may make your bag a little heavier, but there's nothing worse than being unable to enjoy your trip because you came unprepared. There's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. Handling Britain's weather obsession is easy. You simply join in. Once you've met somebody, it's completely normal to immediately talk about the weather. And the best thing is, you can't go wrong. If you said that the weather is crazy, they're likely to agree, no matter what the weather's actually been like.
今天就和大家分享到这里。如果你喜欢我们的影片，请一定要点一个赞，并且订阅这个频道，点开这个频道旁边的小铃铛。那我们下期再见吧。
Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please comment and give us a thumbs up. And make sure you subscribe. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.
아침부터 you've been going through my phone 말해봐 내가 바보인 줄 알아 not alone yeah You and I 날라가 cause we're flying for my brothers 바보야 I got problems popping bottles 소주 지한 밤할 때까지 소주 내가 미안하다고 I'm sorry but my 말투 난 아직 생각나 그러지 마 꼭 돌아와 Don't you ever say goodbye 또 애태우는 내 맘 혼자 보낼지 몰라 Think about you all the time Baby 아프지 마자 tonight 전화하고 싶은 나 I've been sipping on the rocks hold no bind let's just ride the light yeah yeah I've been just picking up beats for you yeah how can I get you I've been just picking up beats for you yeah how can I get you 서로 좋아하는데 왜 안 된 걸까 벌써 1년 지났지만 I ain't doing alright 매일 생각해 I've been struggling like everyday 하루하루 지나도면 여기 있는데 You remember all the times 여기까지 왔는데 사랑하고 사나 빠지고 너무 많이 지치고 힘든 매 Automatic kinda crazy 이제 떠날게 꿈에 나타나지 말고 나도 그렇게 해줄게 Picking up the pieces 그리워진 않아 이제 네가 행복하기만 바라면 baby today